In the in the vein of 1984, the New Republic is criticizing Joe Biden a danger to democracy. You know how like Fauci declared himself to be science? You guys all saw that, right? Fauci declared himself to be the orator of all science. Apparently, Joe Biden is the orator of all democracy, according to the New Republic. Let's read their argument. As concerns mount over the future of free and fair elections, a debate has broken out about whether the media must protect Biden to save the Republic. That's not Orwellian at all. That's not Orwellian at all in any way. This week, President Joe Biden hopped on Zoom in an effort to shepherd the world along the path to stronger global democracy during a 2-day summit with other world leaders. He'll be making the case, however, amid growing concerns about democracy here at home. On Monday, The Atlantic's dedicated doom scroll provider, Barton Gellman, unleashed his latest fury of threats, warning that Trump's next coup has already begun. If you missed it, we watched Joy Reid's show live right after the Jesse. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. I learned it as Somolet. I don't know how I learned it as that, but like I'm gonna say Somolet because like I don't know how to pronounce his name. Okay, we watched Joy Reid's show after the Jesse Somolet verdict. See, now I'm going to second guess myself and mispronounce his name all the time. We watched Joy Reid's show live on this channel after the verdict for that fake hate crime trial was announced, just to see what Joy Reid's reaction to it was. You can go watch the stream. They didn't talk about it at all. They instead did a whole hour on Trump. And then Chris Hayes came right in after Joy Reid and was like, did another whole hour on Trump. These people are Trump obsessed. They're Trump obsessed. Like, what if Donald Trump decides not to run again in 2024? Listen, I think I want Trump to run. I think I do. If for no other reason than I think it would be really, really, really entertaining. But what are these people going to do if Trump decides not to run in 2024? They're going to have nothing. They're praying. You know, every single one of these people is praying for Trump to run in 2024. It is the only way that they're going to get their audience back. His masthead mate, George Packer, followed up with a piece that urged readers to imagine democracy's unthinkable demise in order to starve it off. Whether we like it or not, there is reason to be gravely concerned. But against this backdrop, an interesting debate has broken out about the press's role in protecting our two fragile institutions, unraveled civic fabric from a Trumpian assault, and whether the media, in an effort to support democracy, must unflinchingly support Biden as well. Do you know what it's called when the media unflinchingly supports an installed world leader? That's what Joe Biden is. He was installed in that office. We all know that's true. We read the Time magazine article. We know it's true. What is it called when the media purposefully and specifically goes out of their way to support the installed world leader? What is that called? There's a name for that. Does anyone know what it was? I think it's propaganda. That's what propaganda is. The very definition of propaganda is what the New Republic is now calling for. Yeah, Jai got it. Propaganda. Over the weekend, the Washington Post's Dana Milbank made considerable waves with a column that rather lustily accused the media of offering President Biden worse coverage than President Trump. Oh no! Yeah, she made waves. She made waves with a propaganda article. There is no way in this lifetime that Joe Biden has worse media coverage than Trump. Come on. That's one of those things, when there's an article in the Washington Post that says Joe Biden has worse media coverage than Donald Trump, that's like one of those things where they're trying to tell you Don't see what your lying eyes are telling you. Exactly what was discussed in 1984, isn't it? At first blush, this might seem impossible, if only because Trump's actions through corruption, incompetence, and the need to constantly battle the media. It's like they say the quiet part out loud. They're most pissed at his need to constantly battle the media and call them fake news. Made it almost impossible to cover him favorably. Milbank, however, marshaled some statistics from data analytics experts who combed through hundreds of thousands of articles to provide detailed sentiment supporting his thesis that Biden's press for the past 4 months has been as bad and for a time worse than the coverage Trump received for the same 4 months of 2020. Bullshit. If you think that's bullshit, please mount the like button if you haven't already. But Milbank's most provocative ideas posited that the media needed to be partisan in the service of democracy. The country is in an existential struggle between self governance and an authoritarian alternative. And we in the news media collectively have given equal, if not slightly more favorable treatment to the authoritarians. Not everyone took the message well. Politico's Ryan Lizza responded to Milbank on Twitter. No respectable model of salvaging democratic norms would include badgering journalists to write only positive stories about the most powerful person in the world. Lizza is correct. Ooh, sanity may be prevailing. Blind fealty to heads of state is a hallmark of dictatorships, not democracy. If democracy were measured along those lines, we'd be looking to the Equatorial Guinea for guidance, not Joe Biden. No one's looking to Joe Biden to guidance. Let's just be blunt. Literally no one is looking to Joe Biden for real guidance. Come on. How does it profit democracy to give Biden a pass on, say, overselling the insulin price reductions in the Build Back Better bill? Insulin is more expensive now than it was under Trump. Just a reminder. Accountability is central to any cause of democracy. When Jen Psaki rudely mocks the idea of sending free rapid tests to every American, every defender of democracy, keenly aware of the public need and the potential to revive such civic spirits, would and should offer I don't know what that word is. Sorry. Moreover, I don't know what every word is, guys. Sorry. Moreover, while Biden is certainly no enemy of the democratic process, and not solely to blame for the fact that Democrats in Congress have failed to pass a voting rights bill, it's not clear he's truly earned the right to be considered one of its most ardent defenders. Oh, so here's what this article's really about. Here's what this is really about. The New Republic is pissed that there hasn't been a voting rights bill passed. That's what's really going on. Guys, please ignore these trolls in the chat. We'll block them as they come up. Don't worry. We'll take care of it. All good. His administration's tepid response to the threat of voter suppression is a case in point. In August, the White House dubiously suggested that it could be out-organized. In October, the Atlantic's Peter Nichols reported that a White House official reduced voting rights to the level of a boutique concern among a niche constituency. Every constituency has their issue. If you ask immigration folks, they'll tell you that their issue is a life or death issue. A more recent White House fact sheet detailing what the administration has done to restore and strengthen American democracy led with an unrelated matter, the passage of the infrastructure bill. Still, if Milbank's perhaps muddled his point with his long prelude about the quality of Biden's coverage, by going out on a limb, he successfully brought attention to a more urgent underlying matter. The GOP is the enemy of democracy, full stop. Wow. That's quite a claim. That's quite a claim, the New Republic. The GOP is the enemy of democracy. It's not Democrats who are waging a well-funded war to suppress the vote, reviving Jim Crow-era electoral tactics, doing all the crazy things that they claim that are not happening in real life. Now we know that the New Republic, we knew this already. Let's just be honest. We know they're not grounded in reality at all if they actually think the GOP is attacking voter rights by requiring an ID. These are the deeds of Republicans alone, and Milbank's willingness not to subject the matter to the media's pathological both sides tendency should be condemned. This, nevertheless, leaves the original tension between what Milbank saw as poor coverage of the president and the need to help preserve the republic unresolved. Perhaps the answer is one of perspective. No true partisan for democracy can simply be a reflexive defender of a politician. No matter how well intended, adopting this tendency will only further undermine the civic edifice, and it plays into the hands of the democracy's would be gravediggers. But politicians are the servants of democracy. Its beneficiaries are ordinary Americans. They are only truly deserve our best effort or our best coverage. It's possible to achieve everything Milbanks wants by putting the American people front of mind. So this is them just sending a warning shot to Joe Biden saying, we're still pissed you haven't done anything about the voting rights stuff that isn't real, that we made up, that we know we're making up. But, we're going to try to use it as a weapon in our next election. So it would really help us out. It would really, this is them. Okay, you guys remember that Time Magazine article? We read it on the channel. It was a while ago. I know. It was like right after the election. There was lots of stuff going on. But it was a blatant confession about how they fortified the election. And now the New Republic is coming along with the Washington Post, demanding more fortification of the election. You want to know why? Because they think they're going to lose in 2022. And they're probably right. They are probably right. There is probably going to be a massive red wave in 2022. And I strongly believe that really one of the few things that could prevent that is if the Supreme Court repeals Roe v. Wade, which was a stupid misstep by the Republicans. I am sorry. Because you know what, when that decision is going to come out? It's going to come out in like the spring or like the early summer. It's going to come out in June at the latest. And if the Supreme Court repeals Roe v. Wade, it is going to activate the leftist base in a way that the right has never seen them activated before. And you can make the argument of like, oh, we would just send stuff back to the states. It would just send stuff back to the states. That doesn't matter. If the Supreme Court actually repeals Roe v. Wade, I really do believe that the Democrats are going to use it to mobilize every single person that even thought about voting Republican for the first or maybe even the second time if they voted for them in 2020. I really, really do. Guys, just so you know, if you announce you're subbing on my channel, that's gonna get you blocked on my channel. Like, this isn't an airport. Don't need to announce your departure. Dude, bye. But no, this is important, and I think that Republicans need to hear this. Like, it's too late to do anything about it now, but this was bait that the left hung out and said, why don't you take the bait, Republicans? Take this Roe v. Wade bait. And then the Republicans did. And I really don't think, if you have never been on the left, you do not understand the hellfire that this will cause. You really don't. And I really think that every single woman who defected to vote for Glenn Youngkin in Virginia, they're never voting Republican again if that thing gets repealed. Every single Democrat that left the left and didn't become a full-blown conservative, because most of them didn't, they ain't voting Republican again if that gets repealed. I'm sorry.